Right everybody, just a little quick one. Just quickly, see my last video I had to do some admin, man, I couldn't leave it like that. Well, that's it there, pretty much sorted out. Look, looks a bit better, doesn't it? Right, just quickly before I go onto this here, right? Good comment by Andy Mad Dog. He said, why carry a chisel into the woods, right, as your standalone blade when a designated bushcraft knife, it's just, you know what I mean? And I thought, thinking about it, I thought, yeah, he's probably got a point, you know what I mean? But saying that, Andy, right, I've used these before, right? I'm quite happy hitting the back of that with a baton, you know what I mean? So it just gives me another tool, and the way I see it is, if I'm using that, I'm not using that. If I'm not using that, I'm using that. You know what I mean? So it's like longevity. Big knife, little smaller, keep it sharp, almost clean knife, and then just an out and out abuse. That's my thinking. Come on, found another whistle. Look. Right, so I'm going to come on to this here. Right, so just that quickly. Thought a good point, Andy. Right, I was doing a bit of admin, wasn't I? So looking for some devil's fingers or whatever it's called, right? And I just want to show you just quickly, right? Because right, I come across things I've been looking for. These are little pill boxes, right? I got them cheap. I thought I could use those for my Swanfest match boxes. You know what I mean? So I'm pleased I come back across them. I found 3 tins. They're the small Altoids tins, which I forgot totally about. There's another lighter. I'll come back to that. Right, so 3 tins that I found. I found this here, right, which is a knife. I'll get into that for you now. Hang on. I'm not even out the packet though. Right, what this is, I've got another one of these, right. What this was called was a rescue knife. Got a locking blade on. It's got one second. Right, apologies. It's got 2 blades on it that both lock. Straight blade. And that's your seatbelt cutter. And you've got a grass breaker at the end, right? I knew I had another one, I just forgot where it was, right? I'll tell you why I've never showed them. They weigh an absolute ton. And I mean really heavy. Right? Obviously heavy for give you a bit of clout to smash the windows, but I found that. So pleased about that. Just 1 second. They're plastic magnifying glasses, they are, look. So I found 3 of them. And I knew I had these, but I just couldn't remember where I put them. And there are those little jeweler magnifying glasses, look. On a little keyring. For my fire starting. So I found them. I've been looking for them, but then I showed you that just recently in that little rope lighter. I come across there. That, but just little jeweler's lighter, magnifying glasses. What I wanted to get to was these 2 items, right? As a first aid kit, right? It was in that red bag, right? And I have not been in that red bag for about 3 years. I know that's a fire kit, but those 2 are always meant to go together, right? So I'm just going to open this up, see if I've got time, right? I'll go through that, but just to see where my head was at about, I'm going to say 4 years. 1 second, about that I think. So just straight off on there, look, tied off on there, there's a whistle and a sip. That cord there, that comes out of a IPK, individual protection kit. And that's what I know to be his proper paracord. But we'll get back to that. So we've got a whistle and a bit of cord. Right, and what I'll do is I'll just start putting things out. So bang in the front there, foil blanket, some little plasters, some alcohol wipes, more plasters, or plasters, prescription painkillers there, tramadol, another small plaster, tramadol again, on my back, cocodamol. I was on both at the same time at one time. Little bandage, pair of scissors, Tampax, tampon, tape, sink tape, simple first aid manual, wound dressing, sanitary towels, mopping up, another dressing. So not a bad little first aid kit there. And goes in this fire kit. I'll just run through this quickly. It's a bit like a little time capsule, isn't it? You know what I mean? Going back and seeing what kind of stuff you had. Anyway, that's one of those matchboxes. You generally put a strike up in there. They're good Plymouth fence for all sorts. I've got a little fire kit in there. See if I can do this one-handed. Feather sealing rod, small, very small. Very small. Right, well that came up quite nicely. So that's emptied out there now. Scrabble blade for the feather sealing rod. This stuff there, the sticks, that's waxed dowling, right? That come out of a Polymath Products fire kit, and that's waxed jute twine from the same company, Polymath Products. And some NATO stone matches, and I've taped on there some Strike Anywhere matches, Swanfesters, look. Yeah, so that was in there, just a little fire kit, bit of tinder, bit of seam rod, a couple of different kinds of matches, and that did live with that first aid kit. And like I say, I just had to do some admin because I couldn't leave it like that. And I've got these on top. See that lighter there? Like a kitchen lighter. The pound shop were doing these, right? But if you ever see those this year, right? That's a little bit of gas. You know, for your clipper lighters. I thought that's clever, that is. You could put that, and you put that, a couple of flints in with your clipper lighters. You've got a gas lighter, lasts you for ages. So I thought that was clever. Because, just quickly look. Like I say, I had to do some admin. I couldn't leave that bag like that. You know what I mean? So I've got lighters in there, but clipper lighters for me, what's a Swan type. So let's have another look. Clipper lighters for me. If you see those B&Ms or somewhere like that, those lighters last quite a while as it happens, right? But you get that gas, and that gas there will fit in the bottom of your clipper lighters. So like I say, get yourself some flints, couple of clipper lighters. You don't have to get as many as I've got, look, but I'm always buying it in some of that gas. Last you for ages, won't it? I've just sorted out that bag in there. You know what I mean? I might go through that. If you want to have a look to see what kind of fire starting stuff I've got in there, mention it in the comments and I'll show you. But that's more fire starting stuff in there. That bag there is the Mad Dog stuff. So I just thought I'd share that to you, and a little thank you to Plymouth Fence for getting me to go and sort it out. But like I say, I had to do some admin. That was just dreadful. It's all sorted now. You know what I mean? Got the potassium right up here and glycerine right over there, so it's not mixed, different levels. But just a little time capsule. You know what I mean? About 3 years old that is. So I'll go through that. And little tip, if you see those kind of lighters, you know, like I say, I know it sounds daft, but £1 from the pound shop, right? But it gives you that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just a quick one. And like I say, Andy mentioned that. It's about the chisel, and I thought, you know, he's got to. I carry that anyway, Andy. Like I say, those 3 tools there, that's my bladed cutting tools, knives, fixed, right? And there's no hardly any weight in there. And that knife that I play with, you know the black one that I've got all set up? Those 3 are lighter than the other knife. I found another one of those for the seam rods, look. Right, just like I say, quick one. A quick one. Thanks for getting me to do some admin. We're all sorted now. And like I say, because I wouldn't mind showing you off that. There's a couple of things in there. I don't know if you see that. Can you see that down there? Those there. Right. I've just realised that for the first time in ages I've had lots of my kits all together. So I just thought I might open them all up and see them. You know what I mean? I'm still working on a super kit. So that's just a quick, oh yeah, I found a torch and all, look. Found a torch. Andy, on your potassium, right, you know your potassium and your glycerine or whatever other chemical you want to use to mix it with. You see these little files, right, do you know what I've done before, right? Potassium in one of them, brake fluid, or like you say I prefer antifreeze, with glycerine in the other, right? Obviously seal them the tops up, but they're meant to be airtight tops, those, right? You put those 2 in a little polythene Ziploc bag, right? In emergency, you just get a rock or your hammer, whatever, smash them in the bag, and it'll mix, and it'll go up. Do you get what I'm saying? Glycerine, or your other fluid, you know what I mean? Brake fluid, or antifreeze, which is my preference, but you know what I mean? In one of them, and your potassium in the other, both those in a little Ziploc bag, like that, right? And what you can do is, in an emergency, drag them out like that, smack them with a rock or whatever, they break, the chemicals mix, it ignites. And he's definitely right about using glass pipettes. But just a little quick one of those, Andy, on your potassium. Yeah, I know you know what I mean. Potassium permanganate in one of them. Your starting fluid in the other. Both of those in a little Ziploc bag. Comes down to the crunch. I put magnesium in the same bag, right? I stuff the bag with magnesium, bag them out, crack, and it works quite well. Little tips all around. And I tend to agree with you on what you were saying about that. You know what I mean? About the chisel. I tend to agree with you, mate.